Welcome back. And here we are, Walker Valley again. New bike day. KTM 890 Adventure R. This is quite the bike, and to be honest, I had recorded video of about 200 miles of various different terrains and stuff the other day. And due to my bad, all the footage is unusable because I was playing with the settings and everything was overexposed, and I forgot to reset before I started recording. So I've got a bunch of video that is no good. Audio is great, but the video is no good. So now you're asking why I'm here at Walker Valley, I'm sure. Well, this is a great place to test a new adventure bike like this. You got dirt road, you got trail, and so on. But, excuse me. I actually came through here the other day. Had to do just a little trail just to check it out. So, figured we'd come back, do it again, and talk about the bike a little bit. Now that I've got, oh boy, about 400 miles on it. Let's take a look here. Yeah, 385 miles on it so far after 3 days. But yeah, so there we go. 890R. I still have the 690. Though I don't know for how much longer. Actually, I do know for how much longer, and we'll get to that a little bit later. So, but yeah, this replaces the FJR. I think for me, I will forever have to have adventure bikes, dual sports dirt bikes, because the FJR was an awesome motorcycle, great for commuting, but that's about it for me. It's a great bike for a lot of folks, but for me in this area, it just doesn't work, because there's too much of this that I need to do, which the FJR cannot. So there we go. We'll talk more in a little bit. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. I just haven't done this in forever. Shit. Have to go back and collect everything now. Alright, so let's talk about this a little bit here. We've got some pretty decent suspension. I should say decent. This is freaking fantastic suspension for off-roading. I've only got one gripe about it, and that is that it's so stiff that to me it feels like there's something actually loose in the front end. And I don't know if it's because of what I'm feeling or what I'm hearing. Because there's something clunking around in there, and I don't know if that's all the stuff or if it's the suspension or what. I can't quite pin it down. However, I will say that it tracks, because when I rode a 790 a little while ago that had the same thing going on. But of course, I'm comparing that to the 690. The 690 is solid bike, the 690. And the suspension is plenty capable of taking all the potholes and all this stuff. And I mean, that 690 is an amazing bike. It's so capable. But the 890 so far is also an amazing, capable bike. If I had a wish list for the 890, there's two things I would want. A little bit softer suspension, because I can't seem to adjust it out. And then redesign on the front headlight. It's fucking ugly. It's ugly. Ugly. KTM, do better. Enough with the bugs. Okay, I suppose three things. The seat is pretty hard too. So I had a deposit down on a Norden 901. But there's no telling when that was going to come in. And once I got looking into it a little bit, and I see all these microtransactions that you need if you want the full ability of the bike. For the Norden, you have to get the Explorer mode. For the KTM, it's the Rally mode. Well, KTM calls it the Tech Pack. So the Tech Pack includes your Rally mode, your cruise control, your quick shift. Now with the Norden 901, cruise control and the quick shift is standard. So then you have to pay the, I think it's $300 on a Norden. See, I'm telling you, it feels like there's something loose. I don't know what it is. But anyway, so you got to pay $300 for the Explorer pack, which gives you your traction control and all that kind of adjustability. KTM, you pay, it used to be $350, but on this bike it was like $550. And that gives you everything, the Rally mode, quick shift, cruise control, which KTM, shame on you, just because BMW does this kind of crap. Because I don't know if you guys have heard, but in Europe, for BMW, if you want to use the heated seats in your car, you have to pay a monthly subscription to BMW in order for them to unlock the software so you can do that. What a bunch of horse shit. I mean, come on. And the only way we'll be able, we as in the consumer, the only way we're going to be able to end that is by stopping to buy the stuff that they are doing this with. But collectively, we won't. Anyway, moving on. I'm getting caught in the little minutia of microtransactions, and it drives me crazy. Because I almost didn't buy this bike because of it. Because I also put a deposit down on another bike that had just come in, a Japanese bike, and found out that it too has a microtransaction that you have to pay an extra, I think in this case $500 or $600 if you want to be able to use all the software that's actually on the bike. I find that criminal. So once I found that out, then I was upset, but I was still going to go forward. And then I found out that the price that they quoted me for this bike did not include that software package. I was ready to walk. Ready to just say, nope, I'm done. But the sales and service team out at Adventure Motorsports in Monroe, Washington, they could tell. So they pulled together and they made me happy, and well, here I am riding this bike today. So thank you guys for that. So anyway, this bike, I can definitely see why a lot of people will buy it, put a big old skid plate on it, and just take it right to the trails, because it feels incredibly light and nimble. If you have a 690, it feels very similar to the 690. Yes, it's bigger, but it's not that much bigger. And the suspension is almost identical. I mean, they're both running the Explorer shock, so I mean, I guess you could say that it is identical. But absolutely phenomenal feel on this bike, and the road manners. Holy smokes! She can scoot. Now, on top of being able to scoot, she can handle the twisties really well too. So this is a fantastic bike. I cannot give it enough praise, but to say that it's a fantastic bike, I'm not saying that it's the perfect bike, especially for a lot of folks out there. Because I did ride that Norden 901, and that Norden 901 is definitely a little bit more plush, well, a lot more plush. And of course, it's using the Apex suspension. Now, I will say that if I did have the Norden 901 for the riding I just did this past weekend, I would have messed that suspension up pretty good already. Just for the potholes, hitting the potholes at speed. So anyway, while we're here, it would be a crime for me not to do at least one itty bitty little trail. So we're gonna do one itty bitty little trail, and then go from there. Alright, so I do have it in rally mode. One little trail, that's all. Wow, such an amazing bike. Do not have the brake pedal adjusted well for being able to use while standing. Stage 1 complete. Whoa. See, now they done what? Block this off because you used to have a go round, but False neutral. Now I was watching somebody else's review video, and they were talking about how they never found false neutrals on this bike. Man, I have. The shifter is so light that if you are not deliberate in your gear change, you're going to find a false neutral. Ooh. And that is why the suspension is so stiff. This bike can take it. See, false neutral. Still, what the hell? Come on, dang it. Doesn't like to find that neutral or second on the trail. Had the same problem the first time I came down here. Alright, so let's take a minute here, talk about a few dislikes. The seat is not great. Gonna have to upgrade that sooner or later. The mirrors are ugly, but gosh darn it, they work really, really well. So I was gonna take them off and put my double take mirrors on. And this side here is a reverse thread, so I have to order some new ball mounts for it. So I don't understand that, but whatever. I can't stand this bug eye look up here. The Norden is so much better. TKC 80 tires, I'll have those done in no time. I got 400 miles on them now. I suppose they're doing okay, but they're not going to last very long. So I got some tractionators that I'm going to be putting on. Let's see here. What else? I think that's about it. I mean, this is a bike that functions extremely well. I love it. Don't like the microtransactions. You got to pay for the software bump and all that kind of stuff. I mean, just raise the price of the bike and make sure everybody gets that. I mean, that just makes no sense to me. So, But yeah, we'll be doing some more videos in the future, and have a lot of fun with this one. This one's going to be an all-around bike for me. Use it for commuting back and forth to work, which, speaking of commuting, right now we are at, we're averaging 50 miles to the gallon right here. And the fuel range, I've got 189 miles on this tank of gas. I got 43 more miles to go. And you can see the fuel gauge is starts at half. So you can see I'm running about a quarter of a tank. So wonderful, wonderful fuel range on this thing. So, I mean, if you're keeping the speeds down, averaging 53, 54 miles to the gallon, if you're under 60, man, 250 miles out of one fill up. That is phenomenal fuel economy, or fuel range rather. So anyway, so there we go. KTM 890. Still have the 690 for a few more days, and we'll talk about that when time comes. Peace.